Today we're going to be discussing a citation that the Illinois Department of Public Health recently issued to Heritage Health of Dwight Nursing Home after a resident there suffered a broken leg while being transported in a wheelchair with no footrest. My name is Barry Doyle. I am a lawyer in Skokie practicing nursing home abuse and neglect work throughout the state of Illinois. I'm also the author of Built to Fail, a free report available for download from my website, which spells out how the nursing home business model inevitably produces unnecessary injuries and deaths for nursing home residents. Wheelchairs are a common tool used in nursing homes. Many residents have deficits in terms of their ability to walk and are often using wheelchairs for seating and for transportation within the facility. Proper use of a wheelchair includes using footrests. When footrests aren't being used when the wheelchair is being pushed by a staff member, one of the risks that's associated is that the resident's feet will drop on the floor and either the resident will be thrown forward out of the wheelchair or the resident's legs will be trapped underneath the wheelchair. Either one of these scenarios can result in fairly significant injuries to the resident. In particular, being thrown forward out of the wheelchair poses a risk of suffering brain bleeds, while having the legs trapped underneath the wheelchair places them at risk for suffering fractures and other types of orthopedic injuries. Here we had a resident who was being pushed by a staff member to the bathroom in a wheelchair that had no footrests. The resident was trying to keep her feet up off the ground while the staff member was pushing her forward. However, she wasn't able to maintain that position. Her feet dropped to the ground, they were trapped underneath the wheelchair, and as a result she suffered a comminuted fracture of the femur, which basically means that the thigh bone broke into several different pieces. Using the wheelchair in this manner, clearly it isn't safe for the reasons that we talked about earlier. A deeper question to ask, though, is why was the staff member going ahead and pushing this resident in a wheelchair with no footrests on? The answer is leads you in one of two directions. Either the staff is being poorly trained, so that the staff members didn't really recognize what the risks were that were associated with using the wheelchair with no footrests, or the facility is understaffed and the staff member was just taking a shortcut, in effect rolling the dice with the safety of the resident, and unfortunately that gamble didn't pay off for the resident, and she suffered some fairly significant fractures, which were very avoidable kinds of injuries. Putting footrests on a wheelchair is not something that's a time-consuming process, but taking this particular shortcut really did sacrifice the safety of this resident. I hope you found this interesting. If you have any questions regarding this or any other issue involving nursing home abuse and neglect, please feel free to reach out to us. Our number is 312-263-1080, or we can be reached on the internet at www.accidentlawillinois.com. Thank you very much for watching.